Normal people become terrified of criminals.
Shots were just fired. Police just came out and told us, and we're headed there right now.
They become terrified of their own government.
Here's a story from Zero Hedge. 64 U.S. bank branches filed to shut down in a single week. Are you affected? Listen, it may not be my bank that shut down. I'm not saying, maybe your bank shut down, but regardless of whether it was your personal branch, y'all affected. Yeah. Bank branches are shutting down. And so the question is, why is it happening? Well, obviously, the economy is pretty bonkers right now. It doesn't make sense at all. You've got people who can't afford to eat, and you've got casinos popping up all over the place. I swear, the casino thing really makes me think we're in like the end of days. Chicago just approved recently a $1.6 billion Bally's casino on the river in the city. Goodness. And they just opened the first Chicago casino, Bally's temporary location. And I'm like, when they start legalizing gambling across the board and casinos are popping up, and what does a casino do? You just give money away. I mean, you could win money, but come on, you're paying for entertainment. The simplest form of a casino is you go there, you lose money, you have fun, you have drinks, you leave. They're popping up all over the place, meaning there's a lot of people with disposable income. At the same time, there are way too many people with no income at all that can't afford to live and can't afford to get houses. They can't afford to buy groceries. It can't maintain itself. So they're saying one of the reasons the banks are closing down is that everyone's just doing digital right now, so they don't need them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, that's not it. Like, probably, but if the economy was doing well and the banks were doing well, they would keep their locations open for marketing purposes and just to have an available location for people who are just happening to be in the area. Mm-hmm. I get it. It is a fair point. Why keep a bank branch open if everyone's online anyway? But if you had the money, you would. There's not a lot going into opening a bank branch. I guess they can fire a lot of people. I guess in the long run, they save a lot of money. I think the real issue is we have seen, 6 entire banks shut down this year?
Yeah, it's been really a lot of banks. It's been scary.
And now we're seeing bank branches shutting down. I'm not going to sit back while the people in the media are like, this is totally normal and everyone's fine. The stock market will be great and just keep doing your thing. I'm like, nah. Me personally, I don't know. I'll buy some Bitcoin or something. Silver. Maybe get some property in Argentina. We were looking at property in Argentina.
Oh, in the Pampas? It's beautiful there.
Well, no, all I know is you can get there. We found like 500 acres that was only accessible by raft, and it's like $4,000. And I'm like, that
seems pretty great. I was in Argentina.
Yeah, good luck getting there, but
can you get Starlink?
Yes,
there you
go.
I was there for a theater conference in 2003, and it was like this like compound in the Pampas. It was really exceptional and off the grid and pretty wacky. I recommend Argentina.
For all those who are preparing for the apocalypse, El Salvador is sounding pretty good. Argentina especially, wow. I made the joke. I'm like, can we elect Javier Milei in the United States somehow? Is there like some special rule? Bring him in?
They're like, no, we need him right now.
Don't be too quick. I mean, they still do have 140% inflation. When he pulls off the central bank down there, we'll see what happens.
So you're saying wait till it bottoms out,
then buy. And then buy. I mean, I don't know. Look, I mean, they've been lying about this economy to the American public for so long, with mortgage rates up around almost 8%. I mean, that's absurd. Like that. I mean, we look at 2008 and what happened with 2008 when the adjustable rate mortgages started just going up ever so slightly, and all of a sudden these people couldn't afford their $250,000 home anymore. Right. That was an $800 payment, and now it ballooned to $1,700, and they're like, well, that's the same thing that's happening right now.
Right, exactly. Everyone that bought a home in 2020 is like probably in the war. I would not want to be in their situation right now because it's cheaper to rent right now than it is to buy a home. But yeah, everyone that bought in 2020, like they're watching that interest rate go up and just hoping.
If they have like a variable interest rate, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are doing that these days. Do they still do the variable interest rates?
I mean, that's appealing right now, but I don't know what the adjustable rates are at right now. I just looked at the fixed, but
because you don't want to go in at 8%, so you're like, I'll take 6% variable,
right?
Yeah, and then it goes to 15, and you're like,
and then you're screwed.
Exactly. That's what happens.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
but so many people would. They don't know. They don't understand how it works, and they just do it.
I would just take like the lowest I could get, buy down for points.
8%.
Well, and the market's great too. Like my house right now is worth significantly more than it was when we bought it in like 2016, 2015, significantly more. Like to the point where I'm telling my wife, like, we need to sell the home and buy an RV and just drive around the country for a year, wait till all this sorts itself out. And then when it comes back down, we can buy a home and own it outright and not have a mortgage payment or anything like that. But you can't buy anything in the meantime. You can't rebuy at 8%. I mean,
I was talking to my mom about this, and she was buying, she's fine now, but she was buying real estate in like the 80s and 90s and stuff. And she was telling me that her first home that she bought, it was like, 12%, and they thought that was pretty good at the time. And that was in the 80s, So
it
so
went up to like
has
20%,
changed.
didn't it?
Yeah, it has changed rather significantly, just our sense of what a normal interest rate is.
I'm locked in at 2.75 and I'm staying there.
Nice. Congrats. I'm not.
If the economy gets worse, then Trump's unbeatable.
Yeah.
Trump, Carlson, 2024, with a crumbling economy, banks shutting down everywhere, crime through the roof. He's going to come back out. He's going to give his first rally, and he's going to go. For those listening, I'm just shrugging.
Or a very, very, very deadly virus somehow makes its way over here with a 99.99% survival rate, and we have to shut down everything.
99.9%.
Mail-in ballots.
That's deadly.
99.
What a deadly survival rate.
I don't.
You were
okay.
right. I was trying to make a joke.
I don't think that will work again.
No, it
And
won't. That's
so-
why they're trying to get him off the ballot.
Right. So the real play is going to have to be some kind of Trump's not eligible. One of my thoughts is that the neocon, neolib establishment, when I say they, is resigned to the fact they're going to lose. And so the play is set Trump up for massive failure. Look at Afghanistan. Biden chose to destroy Afghanistan. This was a deliberate action by the United States. If Trump was in office, the Afghanistan withdrawal would have been fine. Would it have been great? No, that's ridiculous. There's probably bad things that don't happen, but abandoning Bagram Air Force Base in the middle of the night, I think it's possible that the Biden administration said, let's make Afghanistan the biggest disaster in of our generation. So that way we can be like, oh no, look, when you withdraw, look at all the bad things that we can withdraw now. Oh, it'll be Afghanistan all over again. Then Syria, then Iran, whatever else we're going to invade. The play now may be let Trump, fine, he's going to win. We'll just make sure that there's landmines every step he takes. And then we'll say, you see what happens when you elect someone like Donald Trump?
Maybe. I mean, I think Trump has popular support. It will be anybody who takes office has to unravel Biden's mess, and that will always be an issue. But I think generally the sentiment is that no one could be worse than Biden. And even if they were to switch him out for Gavin Newsom, it's expensive to live in California, right? Like, I don't want his economic policies either. And so there's no one on the Democratic bench that they could suddenly pull up before next year who's like, who will win the economic argument. I think Americans are completely voting based on how much they're paying in gases and how much they're paying in groceries. And ultimately, it has to be a Republican. The Republican states are faring better. Not great, but a lot of them are better off. And Trump has the popular confidence vote. I mean, people believe Trump can make a difference. What it'll actually look like, that obviously makes us nervous, but it can't be a Democrat. Democrat states and cities are failing for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Whitmer.
true.
Who could possibly?
Oh, she's so terrible.
Oh, she's terrible, but
Democrats don't have anybody. Even Newsom can't spin the narrative. He can't pitch the story. There's no Newsom story. Trump's got a character arc. Trump's got a story. Trump's got, hey man.
Polis in Colorado.
Who?
I know my Polis.
No, I know,
Polis?
but nobody knows who that is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had his moment with the tread on me kid.
Right.
There is no Democrat that has X Factor. Not a single one.
I know my co-host on Why We Vote is literally cringing right now because I said Polish. She's from Colorado and cannot stand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He can't win his own state. There's no way it could be him. I think you're right. There's no Democrat that has it, and part of it is because none of them are good at the economy, and that's what's going to matter this round. I mean,
all right, fine. I'll say it. Michelle Obama.
Nope.
No, you don't think so? You don't think they would roll her out?
She would. Maybe, but I don't think she has the story. I don't think she can spin the story. What are they going to say? Biden is the Obama administration. The reason they wanted Biden was because they wanted to be like, remember Obama? I remember Obama. And now it's bad. Michelle Obama's going to come out and be like, we're going to try Obama again. Yeah. And people are going to be like, I don't know.
Obama 3.0.
Maybe. I mean, that NBC News poll, if you like the polls, maybe you don't. They said any Democratic candidate versus Trump wins. And so maybe not. Rasmussen actually has Biden up in the polls against Trump. Surprisingly, the one poll in the Real Clear Politics aggregate.
Well, and you still don't. We're still not even factoring in that Biden is also on top of all the atrociousness with the economy and foreign policy and everything else. He's still running against RFK Jr. and Cornel West, and we're going to get a fourth person in here. Somebody from that independent party ticket is going to. I know Mitt Romney said he doesn't want it. Somebody else is going to get in there, whether it's Joe Manchin, right? Joe Manchin. Well, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a split ticket, and if they put the Republican on top, that could have some of the establishment Republicans that are still out there will rally behind that. That could actually hurt Trump a little bit. But the RFK Jr. thing, I think, is going to absolutely crush Biden.
Yep.
Really?
No shot.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.